in the water. My man is going for the jugular.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight. And Clark, they've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, I think so. Too cool. I mean, just not forceful enough, not alert or aggressive enough, and sometimes trying to do too much with the basketball.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
Oh, a monumental buzzer beater!
What a thrilling shot for one team and a heartbreaker for the other.
Simply fantastic. Cool as they come. Even keel and flatline that one.
We're at the end of the first quarter, and what a blowout already in this one. The Suns on top, running away with it. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And, guys, the Suns pretty much in control here.
The roof is up right now, guys. It's raining in here. A lot of threes through the first.
Hey, sometimes when it rains, it pours, and they have not let up from beyond the arc.
We've got the little general. Houdini is out there with Fisher. And it's the eraser, and it's McDonald in its center. So that's the Suns' 5 as we get into the second quarter. Now, here's Meeks. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Phoenix with the ball. Over to the left wing. Here's Fisher. Passes it to the eraser. That's good. And the assist goes to Fisher. Fisher's got assist number 8 now on the night. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson.
And guys, he's not the tallest or most imposing wing player, but Stanley Johnson has incredible strength and really unmatched confidence. One reason why so many were high on him in the draft.
Surreal alley-oop that time, partner.
The pass, Clark, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect.
Precision at its finest.
And guys, it had to be, because not nearly as easy a play as they made it look.
And Detroit has possession after the Suns pick up 2. Here's Blake. Out of bounds, Phoenix. Takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
LeBron, he's checked in for Little General. And Detroit with a change here, too. Bullock's checked in. Here's Fisher. The stupendous finish in traffic. Fisher's got 4 points now in the quarter. And for Johnson out of Arizona, Greg, his strength, as you were talking about, is his biggest asset. Helps that he has this incredible arm span. And Clark, you know what? He told me he likes to play the 2K game.
Yeah, he does enjoy that. He likes to play the real game, too,
yeah,
because he's hyper-competitive, and I think he's got a chance to be a superb defender at the NBA level. Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's key to this run. Passing it with purpose, the D hasn't been able to keep up. And let's check out stats for James. Coming off a terrific season. Averaged 25 points per game last season, 7 assists and 6 rebounds. And he has been passing the ball like a virtuoso. That's what really stands out about these recent performances.
Hey, every train needs a conductor, man. He unifies his teammates, sets the tempo, and they make some sweet, sweet music.
And that fella can flat out fly, can he?
Reminds me of a young Greg Anthony out of
my
UNLV.
goodness.
No doubt about that. Just look at the elevation he climbed to right there.
Kevin, you just made my knees hurt.
That's what sets him apart from so many other point guards in the NBA.
It's not possible what we just said. Is that possible?
Not probable, but it is possible, partner. It is possible.
And think about it, guys. That's one of the few guys in the entire league who can pull off something like that.
And the Pistons making a change here. Dinwiddie's checked in. And here's Phoenix. Right now on a 14-0 run.
This is crazy. Every shot they're taking right now is finding the mark.
Literally every shot, partner. I mean, they just aren't missing.
And taking care of the ball has been a problem for them.
Yeah, defensively, some really good pressure being applied, though, so you've got to give credit there. It seems like they've been rattled a little bit.
Greg, you think they've been rattled?
Well, they have, Kevin, but that's something that they've got to fix. While the defense has been good, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced.
Here's Fisher. What an incredible scoring display he has put on tonight.
And the dunk was nice, Kevin, but the move he made to free himself up was a thing of beauty.
It sure was, Greg. What a savvy play to get into position for that jam.
Heads up basketball, plain and simple, guys.
Phoenix has gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Suns have gone 8 of 10 from the field here in the second quarter. You've got to like how they've shot the ball. For 3, another 3 for Phoenix.
And he's had an excellent performance overall from the field.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Moore. With a break in the action, let's show you the teams with the most second chance points last year. In the third spot, the Pistons.
That's an effort stat for me. I mean, it shows you how hard this team works in the paint. They continue to pound the backboard.
What a year for the Suns in terms of transactions. Started the season with Dragic and Thomas on the roster and moved them both, Clark, at the deadline.
And, you know, most folks saw the Dragic trade coming after his disagreements with the team. The Thomas trade was a bit of a surprise, though.
Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
Phoenix ball.
And Phoenix making a change here. Irving's checked in. Drummond's checked in for Detroit. Phoenix has gone 3 of 4 with the long-range bombs here in the second quarter. It's LeBron with the drive.
Playing smart offensively in the first half. No doubt about it.
Yeah, the numbers support it. I mean, they're shooting the much better percentage from the field so far.
And that one's good, Irving.
Yeah, just continued sloppiness with the basketball. They are shooting themselves in the foot.
It's hard enough to win in this league without careless mistakes. As a matter of fact, you can't win if you have too many careless mistakes.
Harris is checked in for Detroit. Phoenix has gotten out from three-point land in the second quarter, going 4 of 5 from downtown.
I've really appreciated their activity in the post today. I mean, their movement down low has been great.
Oh, that's right on the money. They've generated a lot of easy opportunities on the inside.
They need this, and it's Phoenix with the rebound.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Now here's Irving. His last outing, 16 points for him.
And really, how about the quick release on that triple there, because he's given up a lot of height in that matchup.
Right on target you are, Greg. I mean, the quick release is what made the difference there. Any hesitation, and that shot is being blocked.
Brown is checked in for Johnson. They're making this a runaway.
And the only question for me right now is just how big the lead will eventually become.
Now here's Brown. Defense right on him. Unhindered, going all the way.
Fast break opportunities do not get any easier than that one off the steal.
Exactly. The defense really no chance to get back. I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Detroit making a switch here. Caldwell Pope's checked in. Here's McDonald. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. LeBron's got his 5th assist in this one. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris.
Well, as we take a look at the rankings, let's see where Detroit ended up last season. 3rd in second chance points, 4th in rebounds, and they were top 10 in fewest team turnovers. This team has a number of players that take care of the ball and value every possession.
And just go revisit those numbers in terms of second chance points. That was elite, and they weren't shy about sticking their nose in there and going after the ball.
Clock at 6. That's good. And it's 9 points for Kyrie Irving.
This defense is giving their shooters free rein to operate from behind the arc.
And when you allow shooters to get in a rhythm, then you're going to have problems because they can hit it even when you start to defend it with intensity.
Here's McDonald, and it's Phoenix scoring again.
This is some kind of performance we're seeing from him today. He has yet to miss a shot.
LeBron James.
And stolen by LeBron. And the shot is good. LeBron's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
James Harden, he's checked in for Phoenix. There's the pick. On the wing, Irving. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. And that's 12 points for Kyrie Irving.
Listen, guys, James Harden, clearly the front runner for the best shooting guard in the NBA. Arguably in the conversation for the best player in our league. And listen, he's a league leader in scoring a season ago. He's a one-man wrecking crew offensively.
Reggie Jackson's checked in for Brown.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Jody Meeks, he's checked in for the Pistons. So it's Phoenix now. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. And James Harden really an offense unto himself, as Greg was just talking about. They had a stat which combined three-pointer made and three-point makes created with the pass. Harden was first, and Clark, it wasn't even close.
Well, that was a mouthful in terms of breaking down those analytics, but I tell you what, he does a great job of attacking and finding teammates for threes. I can put it simply that way.
Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Clark, they've got a nice little run going here.
They sure do. I mean, they're making it look easy offensively.
James, that's a two-pointer, and it's Phoenix scoring again.
What an incredible run they're on right now. Offense as well as I've ever seen it play.
Every single guy on their team with the absolute Midas magic touch, shooting the lights out here.
The Suns on offense. Pass to the eraser. There's the triple. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. 22 points for the eraser.
Wow. 4 here in the first half. They're going to need to do something different on defense to trap this guy and lock him up.
Knocked loose and stolen by Kyrie Irving. Another three for Phoenix.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Tipped away. Now, here's Meeks. James covering. Outside Jackson to the paint. Here's Tolliver off with the layup.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
Boy, the pace has been relentless. These guys have really been pushing it up, fellas.
And one of the best ways to get a rhythm offensively really is to play in space. And you do that with fast break opportunities. Transition buckets are always a boon offensively.
And the Pistons making a change here. Blake's checked in, and that's out of bounds. Phoenix will retain possession. And Phoenix has possession. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. tremendous communication and awareness.
Yeah, the offense seems completely in disarray.
Exactly. But at the other end, it's one bucket after the other. This run is getting out of hand right now.
Risky pass in a situation like that. Very lucky that wasn't a steal.
Fortunate to get it through. I thought he was headed the other way. Away with that one.
Morris is checked in for the Pistons. Here's the great. He had a 21-point outing in there. Boom! And nobody getting in the way.
Not at all. Major throwdown there. Went to the windmill dunk to turn this place on its ear. I love it.
Yeah, this crowd is stunned.
That's as electric a finish as you're going to see.
Here's Caldwell Pope, covered by LeBron. And Phoenix pushing it up now.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
From Kyrie Irving.
Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession.
And let's check out some stats for Irving. Good season for him last year. Put up about 21 points a game, 5 assists and 3 rebounds. And he slogged through a really down season last year. He's motivated to make amends this season.
Most definitely. I mean, he knows he didn't have a good year. But now it's a completely fresh start, a reset button. I think he bounces back.
Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Anthony Tolliver. Oh, and the jam by LeBron. Wow, we're going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Kevin. That was special.
My goodness, that was almost a circus-like dunk.
For Detroit, they've gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. Phoenix looked to be on the verge of making it back into the playoffs last season. Ultimately, though, Greg, they faltered in the second half of the year.
Yeah, it was a 3-team race. And after coming up short in 14, the Suns had the edge early. As you said, Kevin, they simply couldn't keep things going in the second half of the season.
Detroit making a switch. Johnson's checked in. Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Puts up a three. Another three for Phoenix.
No misses for him yet in this quarter. Solid as a rock.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Morris. Courtesy of the 2K leaderboard, here's a peek at the league's top scorers from a season ago. James Harden is second. LeBron James third.
Well, these two guys both were phenomenal last year, and either one would be a guy you want to make sure he gets the ball, especially late in a game that you want to win.
That one from long range. 6 points for James Harden.
Back-to-back threes for him. The defense is slacking off a little.
You've got to respect that three, or you'll give up points in a hurry.
Spencer Dinwiddie's checked in for Jody Meeks. This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
And they may have found the Achilles heel of this defense. That was their 9th straight point from beyond the arc.
Their offense is really clicking.
Boy, and it's not hard to see them adding more points to this run right now.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Yeah, Greg, you know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
So a moment now to see the story on James Harden. Last season, he played outstanding. 2nd in scoring, 6th in steals, and he ranked in the top 10 in assists. An incredible knack for drawing defenders and finding the open man.
And as you said, 2nd best scorer in the league. Man, I tell you what, just blowing up defensive schemes designed to keep him under control.
How about the last 5 made shots have all been threes? The defense is just giving up a barrage.
Most teams get the message to cover shooters after 1 or 2 wide open looks at the three-point shot, but it seems like they have just not figured it out.
J.R. Smith's checked in for the Suns. Fisher comes in for Irving. Here's Fisher. Another 3 for Phoenix.
I wasn't sure if he'd be able to keep it up, but he has. Wow.
And there's a minute 45 left here in the second. For Detroit, they've gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. From beyond the arc and then some.
He has really punished these defenders today. No matter who's been on him, he's been giving them medicine.
Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
And the Pistons making a change here. Bullock's checked in. .129 left in the first half. And that one's good from Fisher. Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Tries a 3 off the inbound, and the shot is good.
To be honest, I'm speechless, and that doesn't happen very often. This may be the best shooting performance I've ever seen.
Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Guys, they've been getting it done at both ends during this run.
And yeah, you know what? Tough to say where they've been better. Excellent at both ends.
Scoring well here at the midway point, and now they're starting to put some distance between them.
Well, offensively, they just continue to roll. I mean, they're padding that lead bit by bit as a result.
Andre Drummond's checked in for Detroit. Here's Fisher. Another 3 for Phoenix.
What an incredible run they're on right now. Offense as well as I've ever seen it played.
Every single guy on their team with the absolute Midas magic touch, shooting the lights out here.
And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. Brown is checked in for Steve Blake.
Lorenzo Brown.
And the Pistons with possession here. Dinwiddie's shot is off.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far. Kevin, he's definitely making his presence felt here in the first half. He's been very effective so far.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. Terrible turnover.
And the Pistons making a change here. Harris is checked in. We've got 33 seconds left in the first half. Harden has a wide open look. That's good. And the assist goes to Fisher. Fisher's got 9 assists in the game. Great passing. Fires for 3. Another 3 for Phoenix.
Nice stroke from long range. And if he keeps getting those opportunities, he better take them.
Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Clark with the chance to keep this run going.
They're operating as efficient as a heat pump, partner.
Harden gets the bucket.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
The Pistons have gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter. 0 for 5. Here's Dinwiddie. And the shot no good, a bit short.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
And through one half, it hasn't even been close. Phoenix ahead, opening up a huge gap. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. Out in front at the half is Phoenix. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, let's go to you. Your opinion on their game so far.
Their ability to get into the paint and get to the rim has been deadly, constantly attacking the basket. It was clearly their intention right from the start to pound it inside as much as possible. And I don't see them straying from that strategy in the second half. It's going to be another paint-based attack.
Check. What'd you think about the Pistons?
Well, they were playing like it was Christmas, Ernie. Giving up a lot of turnovers. There's no excuses for the turnover numbers, sloppy ball handling. They look out of control, and the execution was all over the place.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter.
We're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Bottom's having a dominant impact in this game.
He's just been terrific. This is what they needed from him.
And a double-double in just one half of basketball? You can't ask for anything more as a coach, teammate, or fan.
Checking out the group for Stan Van Gundy to start the second half. The big men, Tolliver and Drummond. Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. And it's Harris in at the 3. Here's Fisher. And the Suns tack on 2 more.
How about the inbound pass there? Easy bucket.
Jackson with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. The pass to Hicks. Launches it. Another 3 for Phoenix.
That makes 3 in a row to start the second half.
Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession. Just a bit of an up and down year for the Pistons last season. Had some long winning streaks and some long losing streaks for first-year head coach Stan Van Gundy.
Yeah, Kevin, some would say it was addition by subtraction because they really went on that big run after they released Josh Smith. 7 straight wins for them at one point, and they also did have some giant lows.
All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force of this run.
And the points are starting to add up in a hurry, especially when you're giving up those looks from deep. They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant. And, you know, those giant lulls were a big part of the Pistons season. I mean, their biggest losing streak was 13 straight losses, and a lot of that you attribute to their defense.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. And that one's good from Fisher.
It's amazing what they're doing on offense here. Perfect in this half.
Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
And checking out some numbers for Reggie Jackson. He had a strong showing last season. Last year averaged 14 points per game, 6 assists and 4 rebounds. And a quality player. I love what he brings to the table at that backup point guard position.
Well, you want a guy to come in who knows how to run the offense intelligently, and that's exactly what he does. Kind of like how you ran things, Greg.
And stolen by Fisher. The 3. Another 3 for Phoenix.
And the Pistons also went into a slump after they traded for Reggie Jackson. 1-9 after the trade deadline. They would end the season on a better note, but truly they were streaky last season.
The Suns have gone an unbelievable 8 of 8 shooting since halftime. Must have been some kind of pep talk in that locker room. And he gets it to go. And that's now 35 points for the eraser.
He is raining threes here tonight, and he is going to continue to stay aggressive.
As he should. I mean, when you're having the kind of day he's having from long range, you're doing your team a disservice if you aren't shot hungry.
A different look here for Detroit. Aaron Baines comes in for Andre Drummond. And Morris subbed in for Harris. And so it looks like the Suns will retain possession here.
Phoenix ball.
Now here the 2K leaderboard with last season's top rebounding teams. In fourth, the Pistons.
Boy, I tell you what, Kevin, they never eased up on the boards throughout last season. I mean, they were tenacious. They persevered. They were aggressive. I mean, they went after the boards hard.
Stolen away. And now in transition is Fisher. Here we go. Hits the jumper in space. 16 points for Little General.
Add another triple to their second half total.
They came out of the break just dropping bombs and just are not letting up at all.
Johnson, he's checked in for Detroit. Jody Meeks comes in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And it's Phoenix's ball. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. There's the triple. Fisher can't hit. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. And stolen by Fisher. Lets it go with the three. And the basket good.
Defense, for me, just hasn't made the commitment to sprint back in transition. And that's why you see such a huge differential in fast break points.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. You want to be aggressive offensively, but at the same time, you need defensive balance so you can get back in transition.
Here's the eraser. Another three for Phoenix.
Another baby bottom smooth stroke there. I mean, that's perfect form he's showing at the three-point line.
They get a hand on it. Here's Fisher. Another three for Phoenix.
And from an offensive standpoint, they have just been stellar.
Yeah, really good. I mean, extremely well coached, fluid, efficient. Man, it's been a lot of fun to watch. The points just keep piling up because they've been such a well-oiled machine.
From the arc, another three for Phoenix.
Wow. What can you say?
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Steve Blake's checked in for the Pistons. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Here's the eraser. Another three for Phoenix.
He's found the rhythm here in the third quarter, Kevin, and his confidence is palpable. You can feel it. Everything he puts up from long range seems to be falling.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Here's Fisher. Another three for Phoenix.
And all of a sudden, you can see the confidence overflowing offensively.
Getting everything to drop at an ideal time. I mean, they're poised for a terrific crunch time run here.
Love's checked in for the great. Here's Fisher, guarded by Blake. Passes it to Hicks. From deep. Suns keep it alive. Hicks passes to Fisher. A three-pointer is right on target.
They hardly needed anyone else today to get out to this lead. I mean, he's provided almost all of their offense.
Guys, just watching Kevin Love, he brings so much to the table. But if you had to pick one thing, Clark, it might be the rebound.
I agree with you. I mean, he's not super athletic, doesn't blow you out of the water with his athleticism, but a few seasons back, this guy averaged 15 rebounds a game.
Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Aaron Baines, and the shot is good.
We're seeing the shots start to fall for them now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this has been an extremely efficient second half for them up to this point.
Here's Fisher. That ball finishes by Love.
What a competitor, Kevin. He's been looking for a shot all game long, and he's really shouldered the load for them offensively.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
So it's Phoenix now. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. Good ball movement here by the Suns. Here's Fisher. The shot no good. And Detroit the other way now. This game is finished. They'll be off to Portland taking on the Trailblazers. That will be their second of 6 road games for the team. And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. And the Pistons making a change here. Bullock's checked in.
Reggie Bullock.
Out of bounds. Phoenix will take possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
They are in complete control.
This is the ultimate definition of the zone. Everything they've done has worked.
And that one's good from Fisher.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off just sensational stuff.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
And it's Phoenix's ball. Another 3 for Phoenix.
Yep, he's their leading scorer, Kevin, in this game, and has been the dominant figure today. No doubt about it.
Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
The 3. Another 3 for Phoenix.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Morris.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Lorenzo Brown's checked in for Detroit. Here's Fisher. That falls. Finishes by Love.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Out of bounds. Phoenix takes possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Tobias Harris is checked in for Morris. Phoenix with the ball. And here's Fisher. What an incredible scoring display he has put on tonight.
You can just see the passion and love with which he plays the game. You see how he prepares, the work ethic, the way he interacts with his teammates. And when he hits the floor, it's all about the game.
And Meeks kicks to Brown. And stolen by Fisher. And now in transition is Fisher. Here we go. Another 3 for Phoenix. Breaking down some numbers here. The hustle stats for Phoenix.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Andre Drummond comes in for Anthony Tolliver. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Jody Meeks. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Lets it go with a 3. Another 3 for Phoenix.
Well, we know prior to last season, the Pistons handed the car keys over to Stan Van Gundy. He had some early hiccups, but overall, I think they're headed in the right direction. He's a proven winning coach in the NBA.
Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Here's Fisher. Fires from deep. And that one's good. Well, with Coach Stan Van Gundy, it was a very successful first year in Detroit. He's a guy who's going to build around defense. That's been his MO.
And Van Gundy has always been a defensive first type guy, Kevin. I mean, the last 30 years, he's has probably the best defensive efficiency for a career as a coach. And his teams always play with great emphasis on that side of the ball.
And the Suns making a change here. James is checked in. The Pistons have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. Harris outside. And there's the call on James. And the Suns making a change here. Harden's checked in.
James Harden.
Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
Looking now at the numbers for Love. Good season for him last year. Put up about 16 points a game, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. And you can't downplay the importance of good size off the bench.
Space invader, a big guy who simply holds his ground and makes opponents work around him. That's good stuff.
Here's Brown. Phoenix able to drain the three. Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
J.R. Smith's checked in for Phoenix. And it's Phoenix's ball. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. Here's Fisher. Another three for Phoenix.
This is crazy. Every shot they're taking right now is finding the mark.
Literally every shot, partner. I mean, they just aren't missing.
From deep, another three for Phoenix. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
And the Pistons making a change here. Caldwell Pope's checked in. Here's Fisher. Again, Phoenix. Out of bounds. Phoenix will take possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Phoenix ball.
Here's Fisher. Non-stop scoring machine here. Trying to find Smith. He's got it now. The three from Harden. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got his third assist on the night. Out of bounds. Phoenix will take possession.
I'll tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Detroit. Whoops, they pick off the pass. Now here's Brown. Stolen by Harden. And here we go. Fisher heading to the hoop. But they recover it. From deep three-point range. Kept alive. Kicks it out to Harden. Corner, it's James. From deep. And Harden gets it to go in on the assist by LeBron. And that's 17 points for James Harden. Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
Well, LeBron James long considered the greatest player in the league. He's got some competition now, though. Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Steph Curry, James Harden, all playing well last year. But for my money, there's no better player in the league than King James.
And Fisher kicks to James. Harden inside the three-point line. Another one falls for Phoenix.
And the efficiency is there, but the aggressiveness is really lacking. So far, it hasn't hurt them, though. That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
And Brown over to help. Now Fisher. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got his fourth assist with that last one here tonight. Out of bounds. Phoenix will take possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
A different look here for Detroit. Marcus Morris is checked in for Reggie Bullock, and it's Jackson in for Lorenzo Brown. Off the inbound pass. Another three for Phoenix. Here's Dinwiddie. Inside. Here's Baines. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. Fisher with the ball. Guarded now by Jackson. Fisher dishes to James. J.R. Smith on the wing. Pass to Fisher. Shot clock at 6. There's the three. That one goes. Count. Out of bounds. Phoenix takes possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
A different look here for Detroit. Tolliver comes in for Aaron Baines. And it's Johnson in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Here's Fisher. Non-stop scoring machine here. Another three for Phoenix.
You know, that wasn't the highest quality look, but for him, it doesn't matter. He doesn't need a great look to knock down the three.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
From outside the arc, another three for Phoenix. And stolen by LeBron. The three ball. Count the bucket.
Not shy from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and hitting them up.
Love the mentality there, I tell you. I know I've never coached, but, man, playing to win and being aggressive even with the lead as opposed to being safe and going into prevent offense, I'll take the former all day long. Play to win.
The grades checked in for Kevin Love. And Detroit with a change here, too. Steve Blake's checked in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Smith with a wide open look. That's good. And the assist goes to Fisher.
Well, there's hot guys, and then there's really hot. They just can't miss.
You know, Greg, sometimes you'll see an individual guy go on a shooting tear like this, but the whole squad, wow.
1:33 left to play in the third. Another three for Phoenix.
That is so tough to defend. He'll cross you over in a nanosecond. That move is next to unstoppable.
Pistons have gone 0 of 4 from the field in the second half, yet to find the mark. Here's Blake. He's covered by Fisher. There's a screen. And stolen by Fisher. And here we go. Fisher heading to the hoop. Another three for Phoenix.
Well, the first thought from the D there was to protect the rim, so good idea to take the three in transition.
Detroit with the ball. Nothing yet for them in the third quarter. There's 48 seconds left in the third quarter of the game, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Tobias Harris is checked in for the Pistons. Jody Meeks comes in for Jackson. Here's the great. 24 points for him. Fisher with the ball. From deep three-point range, it's hauled in by Harris. McDonald, 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Phoenix, no good that time either.
He has got a lot of confidence in his game. You have to if you think you can knock one down from there.
Yeah, I think he maybe needs some time for some direct admonishment.
There's the pick. Looking to end the drought, and nothing but hair on that one.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Phoenix ahead, just... And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. And here is Blake. Smith is out there with LeBron James. Then there's Kevin Love. Then it's Harden. And it's Irving in at the 1. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Suns. Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Yeah, the NBA Development League now celebrating its 15th anniversary, and a lot of change over that time. None of the original 8 teams still playing in their original locations. Still, it's only growing. I think we'll see it grow to 30 teams before long. And that tells you a lot about why the score is where it is. Lazy defense.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
A platoon swap here for Phoenix. Greg, you're talking about the D-League. Not really a moneymaker yet, but it's really benefited, Clark, the NBA in so many ways.
Clearly has, Kevin, a place to train new players, officials, and executives or management. A way to test out possible rule changes. I think building revenue is the focus, though, and the players make a small salary, but the NBA Developmental League is helping the NBA be better.
Dinwiddie is checked in for the Pistons.
What a final quarter these guys are having from downtown, just burying the threes in bunches.
And they might as well keep going back to the well. No reason not to. I mean, work that perimeter. It's going good for you. Work it until it stops.
And that one's good from Fisher. Fisher's got 6 points in the quarter.
Just carrying the load right now offensively, guys. He is not wasting any chances.
From where I sit, Greg, it's a simple deduction. If they want things to be easy on themselves here late, make sure he has the ball.
Kicks it to Bullock. They get a hand on it. Pistons passing it around. Baines passes to Drummond. To end the run, it's deflected, and they get it back. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. And here they go. Pass to Hicks. Puts up a 3. Another 3 for Phoenix.
Well, we all know how loud NBA arenas can get. I mean, last season there were some accusations thrown around that it wasn't all organic. I mean, some players felt as if some of the NBA crowd noise was artificial.
Morris is checked in for Aaron Baines. From outside the arc, and that one's good from Fisher.
This is crazy. Every shot they're taking right now is finding the mark.
Literally every shot, partner. I mean, they just aren't missing. I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
The Suns have gotten absolutely red hot shooting the ball here in the fourth. A perfect 6 for 6. Some heavy accusations about artificial noise being pumped in last year. We've seen the issue in the NFL, talked about now in the NBA. Seeing in other sports, there's a case that maybe the NBA's got to deal with this.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I know some stadiums, it might feel like there is extra noise being pumped in. And listen, there are a lot of fan bases that we have that just flat out loud. I mean, it can be electric. But having said that, I don't think we want to have the artificial noise being pumped in. I think it does the game a disservice.
Caldwell Pope, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. The Suns have gotten all 8 of their shots in the fourth quarter to drop. Truly remarkable. And there's the call on the eraser. That's his first foul. The Pistons have gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Fisher, another 3 for Phoenix.
It's been a humongous fourth quarter for him, especially from long range. He's in a groove, and that tray of his has just been deadly.
And that's a foul called on Bottoms. That's his first foul.
And guys, you look over the history of the Defensive Player of the Year award, and it usually goes to big men. Big men get the blocks and clog up the paint, but before last season, the last 10 Defensive Player of the Year awards went to bigs.
Detroit making a switch here. Harris is checked in. Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And the Pistons making a change here. Jackson's checked in. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Here's Fisher. Another 3 for Phoenix. Last year we saw Kawhi Leonard win the Defensive Player of the Year award. Draymond Green was runner-up, and although he was a power forward, I thought, Clark, he was defending on the perimeter quite a bit.
Yeah, he was, and you know, it's only the 8th time out of 33 Defensive Player of the Year awards that's not been given to a big guy. So well earned by Kawhi Leonard, and Draymond Green very easily could have won the award too.
Here's McDonald. Another one falls for Phoenix.
And it really as dialed in as you're ever going to see a player.
Hey, it's not rocket science, Greg. If they're smart, they'll make sure he has the ball every possession.
There's the feed to Bullock. He kicks to Harris. Inside, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for the great. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Detroit. Jody Meeks comes in for Reggie Bullock. And that one's good from Fisher.
He's had a big half from beyond the arc. When he's this hot, the green light doesn't get much green.
Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Steve Blake's checked in for Detroit. And it's Phoenix's ball. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets.
I tell you what, I don't know what he did in the locker room, but he needs to do a little bit more of it because he's on fire.
Tipped away. The Pistons have gotten off to a rough start in the fourth quarter, going 0 for 4 so far.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Clark with the chance to keep this run going.
They're operating as efficient as a heat pump, partner.
Took him no time at all on that one.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
And the Suns making a change here. Love's checked in, and a switcher also for Detroit. Johnson's checked in. On offense, here are the Suns. Lets it go from deep, and that one's good from Fisher. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Here's Little General. Love the pass to Hicks. Back to Love. Another three for Phoenix.
This is crazy. Every shot they're taking right now is finding the mark.
Literally every shot, partner. I mean, they just aren't missing. I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
It's going to be out of bounds. The Suns will retain possession. And it's Fisher in the corner. Another three for Phoenix. Now, here's Meeks. Picked his pocket. Here's Hicks. Knocks down the three ball. Houdini's got 20 points.
Wow. Wow. What a great performance from him. He's hit 3 in each half.
Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
And Phoenix has possession. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. And he gets it to go. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Aaron Baines. Here's Fisher. That's in there. Love with the assist. Love's got 6 assists now in the game. Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Detroit making a switch here. Drummond's checked in. That shot wide open.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Here's Fisher. Another three for Phoenix.
Well, with a dead-eye shooter like him, it takes more than average defense to put a stop to it. It takes great defense, and even that might not be enough.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Shot from the inbound, and it's Phoenix scoring again.
And one thing we know is that across the board in the NBA, attendance is up all over. Franchise values are also at an all-time high. Overseas, the game continues to grow as well.
And Phoenix has possession. Hands it from downtown.
A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter. You've got to stay attached to him.
Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession. And the media deal in play says a lot about the popularity. It's not just broadcast. Fans are showing up as well.
Sellouts were at a record 700 last season, Kevin. The previous record was 676, almost 22 million regular season fans. That's a big number.
Kyrie Irving's checked in for Phoenix. The Pistons have gotten off to a rough start in the fourth quarter, going 0 for 4 so far. Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Hicks. They grab their own miss. From deep three-point range, that's in there. Love with the assist. 23 points for Houdini.
Boy, this team has really been on the offensive glass here in the second half, doing an outstanding job. And that's one of the reasons they're on top.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
And Phoenix making a change here. Smith has checked in. Here's Hicks. Another three for Phoenix.
You know, on defense, even on an inbounds play, you can't leave three-point shooters alone on the perimeter. They paid for it there.
Now Blake. Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
James Harden. He's checked in for Phoenix. Launches a three. Another three for Phoenix.
They have got to get a hand in his face. I mean, he's unconscious from out there.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
And so here's Phoenix. Here in the fourth quarter, the defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets.
And you know what? Every player wants to have the experience of being in that kind of a zone.
Boy, I tell you, it's a great feeling. I had it once or twice in my career, and let me tell you, he's feeling it right now.
The three from Harden. That's good. Harden's got 9 points in the quarter. Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
So for the Pistons, Marcus Morris is checked in for Drummond, and it's Reggie Bullock in for Johnson. Smith for three. Another three for Phoenix.
What an incredible run they're on right now. Offense as well as I've ever seen it played.
Every single guy on their team with the absolute Midas magic touch, shooting the lights out here.
Irving for three. That's good. Irving's got a pair of threes here in the fourth quarter for the Suns.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Here's Blake. He's covered by Irving. There's the dish to Tolliver. Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Detroit. Harden's got 34
on the assist and the finish.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Morris.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And on the... Here's Meeks. Phoenix will take possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Andre Drummond's checked in for Aaron Baines. From deep, Harden. That drops. Harden's got 37.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
The Pistons have gotten off to a rough start in the fourth quarter here, going 0 for 4 so far. Here's Blake. He's covered by Irving. No good off the front iron. This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
Wow, Kevin, what a performance we are seeing.
He dialed that one up from long distance. Irving's got 42 in the game.
Talk about confidence to pull up from out there. And what skill to knock it down. That's major league there, folks.
Yeah, no doubt about his toes on that one. He was way back.
LeBron, he's checked in for Tyson Chandler. And then for Detroit, Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Johnson comes in for Meeks. And Lorenzo Brown subbed in for Steve Blake. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Morris.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
A different look here for Detroit. Andre Drummond comes in for Aaron Baines. And Tobias Harris subbed in for Morris. Love wide open. He fires. Another one falls for Phoenix. Out of bounds. Phoenix takes possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Detroit making a switch here. Baines is checked in. Irving with the ball. Picked up by Brown. A nice shot by Irving. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Drummond's checked in for Detroit. Marcus Morris comes in for Reggie Bullock. And it's the Suns' ball. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Wasted no time on that one. And that's 12 points for Smith.
He had his head on a swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Near the three-point line, it's Love. Out to Smith. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. On its way from Irving for two. And it's Phoenix scoring again.
And Kevin, that's a really sweet stroke from Irving there.
Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
A different look here for Detroit. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. And it's Reggie Bullock in for Marcus Morris. Irving with it. Picked up by Brown. Another three for Phoenix.
He is putting on a show right now.
Filling it up and making it look easy.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
A different look here for Detroit. Drummond's checked in for Aaron Baines. Marcus Morris comes in for Harris. And it's Jody Meeks in for Reggie Bullock. Harden kicks to Irving. Here's the three. Rebounded by the Pistons, but they'll get another chance. A minute 50 left in the game. And a wide open look for James. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. And that's 10 points for LeBron. Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
And a different look here for the Pistons. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Drummond. Tolliver comes in for Marcus Morris. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Johnson. And Spencer Dinwiddie subbed in for Jody Meeks.
Suns ball.
Here's Irving. Irving double teamed. That's a two from Smith, and it's Phoenix scoring again.
This is exactly what J.R. Smith can do when he's on a hot streak. Put fear into the opponent.
Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
A different look here for Detroit. Marcus Morris comes in for Aaron Baines, and it's Johnson in for Reggie Bullock. A shot's good from Irving.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last three buckets have come by way of an assist.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Aaron Baines, he's checked in for the Pistons. Reggie Bullock comes in for Johnson. Irving with a clean look. Sinks the triple. Irving's got 58. There's a minute 34 left in the fourth quarter.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Phoenix.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, Clark, it seemed toying with.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin. Quite honestly, they were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And that next meeting, Greg, will be their second and final game of the season series, being in opposite conferences. So you bet nobody wants to get swept even in a 2-game season series. I think the next game will be hotly contested.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Bottoms. What more can you really ask of a guy? I mean, when you come out and get a triple-double, making contributions all over the place. Now, this is just getting ridiculous. They can't possibly keep this up.
Can't remember the last time they missed one. Remarkable shooting here.
Harden dishes to Love. LeBron outside. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
Well, if it wasn't out of reach, it is now, thanks to that last little spurt.
And why put the brakes on now? I just say keep on letting it fly. I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
And a different look here for the Pistons. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Tolliver. Tobias Harris comes in for Morris. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Johnson. And Steve Blake is subbed in for Brown. It's LeBron with the drive, and they're going to count the bucket. And send him to the line. It could be a three-point play. So for the Pistons, Andre Drummond's checked in for Aaron Baines. Morris comes in for Harris. And it's Johnson in for Reggie Bullock. Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
And it's Phoenix's ball. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Irving kicks to Harden. To the inside, and stolen by Drummond. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Marcus Morris.
They put up quite a few unanswered points.
And clearly they found something that's working for them right now.
The three from Johnson. Detroit, no good that time either.
Oh, that's a tough three-point try when you've got the defense right there.
Well, he'd have to be really good to knock down a shot like that against that kind of defense.
Irving from long range, and that falls.
The fans are just loving what's going on here tonight. A really good win for the home team.
It sure is. I mean, they kept this crowd in the game, gave them plenty to cheer about, and really used that home court advantage to their advantage.
And so it's Phoenix easily grabbing this one. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team, Clark, by far tonight.
No question about it, Kevin. They certainly gave their fans plenty to scream and holler about. This place was rocking. It was on fire, and it only got louder as that lead got bigger.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Yes, I'm here with James Harden. Congratulations on this win. It was a team effort, aided by this electric home crowd atmosphere. What made the difference?
We just trying to play solid defense. Talk to each other, help each other out. The crowd was amazing tonight. You know, it was unbelievable. Like I said, I'm happy for our guys. And, you know, we got a good victory at home.
Communication's so key. James, thanks for the time. Guys, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. Now time to head over to the studio where the award-winning Ernie Johnson is with Shaq and Kenny, all standing by. Guys, take it away.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here, so is Shaquille O'Neal. Time now for some highlights as we take a look at our Jordan Player of the Game. An absolutely astounding and historic night for him here in this game. He was simply unstoppable in what can only be described as a masterful performance.
He was literally unstoppable tonight, Ernie. Those defenders that were trying to guard him are going to have nightmares tonight. He put on a clinic on how to break down the defense. With that kind of performance, it's going to be hard to repeat it.
I don't know if there's a fan base that loves their star more than this crowd. Wow. You get jealous. And he feeds off that support. Once they got behind him, he became...
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.